Hello everybody and welcome to Tech Mafia. Today we have prepared a list of the top motorcycle games to play on New Year's Eve. We believe these games will make your celebration even more thrilling and exciting. Before we start though, I would like to remind you that you can follow game and accessory deals on the Video Gyochit Telegram channel. I'll leave you the link in the description. Ride 5, Milestone's latest effort, is an experience that skips realism. With an improved dynamic weather system, an expanded motorcycle roster, and the introduction of split-screen mode, from the start, Ride 5 challenges players by inviting them to become familiar with the tractor through trial rides, much like its predecessor Red Cinque's Red Cinque. This approach makes it really challenging, and while we have experience with the series, we found ourselves struggling to master the control system. Ride 5's career mode is the main part of the experience and is divided into 4 chapters with varying levels of difficulty. Advancement offers considerable incentive with a wide selection of bikes to unlock. The strength of Ride 5 is the incredible care taken in modeling the motorcycles, both aesthetically and in terms of sound design. With MEL 233 motorcycles available from brands such as Honda, Kawasaki, Aprilia, KTM, Suzuki, and Triumph, the visual and auditory experience is truly unique and manages to convey an unprecedented sense of realism. Red Cinque is a title that may leave you puzzled. Although it has achieved a high level of realism and care in graphics and sound, it differs little from its predecessor. The new features introduced with split screen and a few additions to career notes do not seem to completely justify a new chapter. Ride 5 is not immediate or lightweight, but if you are a motorcycle enthusiast looking for an uncompromising simulation, then this is the game for you. MotoGP Cutty Farf is the latest title in Milestone's official MotoGP game series, and offers fans a full immersion into the MotoGP Cutty Farf season, featuring official teams, riders, and circuits. This chapter focuses as much on racing as it does on strategy, which includes tire wear management, bike tuning, and fuel level control. In career mode, you can take the reins of your own team, negotiating contracts with sponsors, and overseeing every management aspect. The bikes challenging to ride prove satisfying and challenging to pardon. The difficulty level is well balanced and makes each race compelling, with a control system that, while optimized, requires some experience to get the most out of it. MotoGP 5 introduces some new features compared to the previous chapter, such as the new stewarding system, which assigns penalties from long laps to other penalties in case of accidents. Graphically, MotoGP Chungpantorf impresses. The rider models are realistic and the bikes, from the Moto3 and Moto2 prototypes to the MotoGP and Moto E models, are detailed and solid. The sound effects help create excellent immersion, faithfully reproducing the racing environment. The dynamic weather system, already seen in previous titles, adds an extra level of challenge in racing. Ultimately, MotoGP Vichy Farf is an ideal choice for those seeking a competitive and satisfying motorcycle racing simulation, with improvements that make it more accessible than other titles. Moto Racer 4 attempts to bring back the frenzy and adrenaline of classic arcade racing, with an interesting mix in on-road and off-road modes. From the very first rides, you find yourself immersed in gripping fast-paced races, where speed takes center stage and where every turn and overtake requires quick reflexes and a touch of skill. The on-road tracks offer colorful and challenging settings, such as busy highways that test reflexes with dynamic obstacles and opponents ready for anything. Off-road tracks, on the other hand, add a touch of the wild, with scenery such as lush forests, waterfalls, and even airplane cemeteries providing a unique and more immersive atmosphere. The graphics department, developed with the Unreal Engine, stands out for its vivid colors and lighting effects. The tracks are bathed in bright and vivid tones, enhancing the game's arcade aesthetic and making it visually appealing with road layouts that alter urban and rural backgrounds. Moto Racer 4 also includes a well-structured career mode that allows you to choose the difficulty level for each race. So, in conclusion, Moto Racer 4 is a fun and colorful homage to the world of arcade racing, capable of delivering adrenaline-pumping moments and a sense of speed rarely found in more realistic driving games. MX vs ATV Legends differs from other racing games focused on clean, precise racing, such as F1 of the Year, because it focuses everything on adrenaline-fueled racing set in natural settings and off-road scenarios. MX vs ATV Legends expands the offerings with a vast open world, where players can explore varied environments. The game's world is huge and encompasses mountains, dirt trails, canyons, and flashes of snow, offering remarkable environmental diversity. The career mode is one of the highlights of MX vs ATV Legends and offers a very engaging climb to success. In addition to avatar customization, re-accessories, players can interact with NPCs and sign contracts that affect the course of the career. The career includes all disciplines from motocross to ATVs to UTVs and allows players to try their hand at increasingly complex races. In addition to the career, the game offers quick performances, time trials, split-screen modes, and multiplayer. The multiplayer challenges are fun, especially with friends, although they are less detailed than the main mode. In terms of driving and physics, MX vs ATV Legends opts for an arcade approach, foregoing the precision of a simulation. Graphically, it defends itself well with scenery full of vivid colors and a good look, although technical imperfections are not lacking. In conclusion, MX vs ATV Legends is a title that offers off-track racing with a fun, fast-paced style, ideal for those looking for a relaxed, non-simulative experience. Dakar Sotitit introduces a large-scale open world between Peru and Argentina, providing a wide variety of terrain, including dunes, rocks, mud, and challenging trails. Players can choose from different vehicles, self-driving cars, trucks, and quads. Generally speaking, Dakar Sotitit is set up as a true off-road endurance race, in which considerable distances must be covered, ranging up to 800 or 900 kilometers per day. Shorter races are available, but most competitions last at least an hour, making the game challenging rather than fun for those who never have long challenges. Dakar Sotitit promotes several modes between multiplayer and single player. Among them, the adventure mode is the heart of the title, to which players choose the vehicle and the co-pilot guides them with voice directions, which are essential to keep the correct direction. Those who choose motorcycles or quads will have to do without the co-pilot, making the experience even more challenging. The damage system adds another level of difficulty. Oil and fuel consumption, tire work, and the possibility of gearbox failure require constant attention. Graphically, the game features remarkable detail in the scenery and vehicles, although control over the vast game world often proves frustrating due to overly sensitive maneuverability and an overly harsh damage system. Even the co-pilot, while essential, can be unnerving with constant directions. In short, Dakar 68 represents a unique experience, but one for enthusiasts who are not daunted by long and difficult races in extreme conditions. TT I Love Men Ride on the Edge 3, a sign of Race World Studios' bottle-take of the ratings of the famous motorcycle racing simulation series dedicated to making a waxed tourist trophy. In this new edition, the team has strived to faithfully reproduce the thrill of riding on two wheels, building on previous experience. Shh! The bikes feel realistically heavy and responsive to the roughness of the road, residing an authentic feel that could appease the most enthusiasts. One of the main additions is the Open Roads coinage, which allows you to explore the island of Man in a semi-open-air environment, with secondary routes and 8 main tracks, including the legendary Snæfell Mountain Course circuit. In terms of content, the game offers Super Sport and Superbike classes, but it leaves something to be desired in the paucity of options. There is no ability to create your own team or customize your rider, and bike and rider selection is limited to that of the New Year's season. Ride on the Edge the 3's graphics are charming, especially in the high-speed moments, but visual flaws such as element popping and poor marine texture quality are disappointing. On the gameplay level, Ride on the Edge the 3 requires commitment and precision. The absence of rewind functions makes heroes decisive, and the starting system requires precise coordination that on some controllers does not work as well as it should. Fortunately, simulation fans will find the ability to adjust technical parameters of the bike interesting, such as suspension and tire pressures, but this focus on realism cannot fully compensate for the lack of content variety. Despite the limitations, the game remains a must for tourist trophy fans and motorcycle racing enthusiasts. The bike physics are fascinating, and Race World has been able to passionately recreate the Snæfell Mountain circuit, doing justice to what is arguably the most dangerous race in the world. Monster Energy Supercross Championship is probably the best version of the series so far, at least in our experience. Milestone seems to have taken a significant step forward to satisfy both enthusiasts and casual gamers like us. Starting with the visual improvements, the game does not aim to visually impress by today's graphical standards, but the work on details is evident. We were particularly impressed by the care put into the environment and rider area, with light and wind effects adding a touch of realism during races. On the gameplay front, the playability has improved dramatically, making the riding experience more intuitive and fun. The feeling of accelerating and tackling hills convinced us more than in previous editions. One of the elements we enjoyed most was the Supercross Park, a free mode that allows you to explore a large map with 5 different areas without interruption. This mode is reminiscent of iconic games such as Skate to Trials and allows for live racing or free roaming coercion. Negative aspects, however, are not lacking. The very career remains flat and lacks depth, presenting itself more as a series of sequential races rather than a personal journey or progression. While not a motocross fanatic, we found the game enjoyable and with the potential to continue to entertain us. It's not a perfect game, but it offers a nice solid foundation on which Milestone can build in the series' future careers. The Crew Motorfest takes a bold turn by abandoning yours of the United States to focus on the island of Oahu, Hawaii. This choice offers a more compact and detailed map, a disavowal of the grandeur of previous versions. Initially, the game grabs your attention with a well-rendered introductory sequence, in which you freely explore Oahu dealing with a variety of events. However, the small size of the map stands out. The main mode, Playlists, allows you to try your hand at thematic events that explore various aspects of automotive culture. The experience with airplanes and boats, grouped into a single playlist, feels rushed and unpolished. While the high waves of the sea offer adrenalindic moments, the slow and unchallenging aerial events feel flat. Motorfest has taken a different approach to perversion, creating the personal vehicle almost superfluous in the playlists, as you drive borrowed cars most of the time. Motorfest's driving model is a definite step up from previous chapters. Cars have an improved sense of weight and grip, especially in turns, where all vehicles seem to come alive. In conclusion, the Crew Motorfest represents an interesting turn, with aspects that captivate and others that disappoint. The compactness of the map and the attention to visual detail provide a fascinating setting for motor lovers. The video ends here. Leave a comment if you liked it and follow us for more playlists.